Okay, dear students, a very good evening to all of you. So welcome back to Sri Ramanuja Vidya Mandir. So this is the 24th session on the topic of light. So this is the last session on this light chapter. So now in this session, this session is a continuation of last session where we discussed about refraction at spherical surfaces, particularly lenses. Okay, so I hope students you have watched that video, and we discussed only the theory part of refraction at lenses. What are the different types of lenses, and what are the properties of image formed for different positions of object. And then two formulas we have seen. Number one, lens maker's formula, and number two, lens formula. So this is what we discussed in the last session. So now in this session I am going to solve some few problems on that lens topic and then wind up this chapter. Okay, students. So next week onwards you will have new chapter. Okay. So now let us begin this session. Before going to problems, we'll just revise for 5 minutes the theory of the lenses. Okay, students. So let us start with the theory of lenses. Okay, so now as we discussed, there are two types of lenses. Number one, concave lens, and number two, convex lens. Okay, so convex lens is that lens which is thicker at the middle and thinner at the edges, and quite opposite, concave lens is thinner at middle and thicker at edges. Okay, that is how we can easily identify the difference between the two lenses. And of course within each lens there are different types. Like on the slide it is we can see that a convex lens is of different types. Number one, biconvex, that means two surfaces, that is bi means two convex surfaces. Next one is called plano-convex, that means one surface is plane, another one is convex. Next one is concavo-convex, concave and convex. Same way for concave lens also, biconcave, plano-concave and convexo-concave. Okay, students. So now after that we have seen the two center of curvatures. Since the lens has two surfaces, the center of curvatures also will be 2. I explained in the last session how the center of curvature will be formed. Okay, why center of curvature will be 2 and how to identify those. Okay, suppose let us say this is the lens, convex lens. Okay, so now this convex lens will have two spherical surfaces. Let us say one is this one, another one is this one. So now radius of curvature of this first surface is R1, means it is a part of another sphere. It is a part of another sphere whose center will be this side. So therefore C1 will be right side. So you can see on the slide also. Okay. Same way the second surface whose radius of curvature is 2 is a part of another sphere whose center of curvature will be here. So therefore C2 will be this side. And this distance is called as radius of, that is R2, and this distance is called as R1. Okay, students. So if these values of R1 and R2 are not equal, then we say it is a biconvex. And if they are equal, we say symmetrical convex lens or insimple convex lens. So whenever we don't mention anything before convex lens, we should take it as symmetrical convex lens, which means the radii of both the surfaces is same. Okay, students. So R1, if R1 equal to R2, then we can say it is a symmetrical convex lens. If they are not same, if they are not equal, then we say biconvex lens. Okay, students. So anyway, we have seen, and of course we know the sign of the focal length for each lens, convex lens and concave lens. The sign of focal length of a convex lens is positive. Okay, students. And the sign of focal length of a concave lens is negative. Okay. So this is the most important sign point that you should know, the sign convention for focal lengths, because they will not give the signs for the focal lengths in the problem. They will just simply say that the focal length of a concave lens is some 20 centimeters. But we should understand that the focal length, when we are substituting that value in a formula, lens formula or lens maker's formula, then we should take that focal length as with sign, negative sign, minus 20 centimeters, because the sign of focal length of a concave lens is always negative. I explained in the last session. And similarly for convex lens it is always positive. Okay, similar to mirrors. Okay, so in mirrors, for concave mirror it is negative, for convex mirror it is positive. Okay students, so you should by heart these sign conventions. They won't change. They are taken as a standard sign conventions. Okay students, so then afterwards we have seen what is meant by focal length and power and the aperture of lengths. Okay, so power, out of all, the power is very very important students. So all of you must be knowing, whenever we go to a doctor they'll check up our eye power, correct or not students? So that power is nothing but this one, which is defined as the inverse of focal length, the inverse of focal length, and the unit of that power is diopters, provided if the focal length is substituted in meters. We should not substitute in centimeters. Okay, rather we should convert into meters if it is given in centimeters. Then the unit of power is diopters. Okay, so this is also one of the very important term in the lens students. Okay, and then afterwards we have seen how the what do you call, properties of image formed for different positions of object for convex lens as well as for concave lens. So these properties of image are very very important. As I told you in the last session, you should by heart all the 6 cases students. You should not make any mistake in all these 6 cases. Okay students, so this should be thoroughly understood and by hearted, and you should always be what you call, understand in terms of, you visualize when the object is in this position, where will be the image, what is the nature of the image, what is the size of the image. Please try to visualize, then you will not make a mistake. Okay students, so now let us see what are the 6 cases for the positions of object students. Number 1, when the object is placed at infinity. Number 2, when the object is placed anywhere between infinity and the 2f. Okay, and 2 times of focal length, 2f, here we call it as 2f. Okay students, similarly when the object is, third position, when the object is placed exactly at 2f. Okay, and when the object, fourth case, when the object is placed between 2f and f, and fifth case is when the object is placed at f, and sixth case when the object is placed at focus and optic center. Optic center means it is the center of the lens. Okay students, just like we have pole for mirror, which is the center of the mirror, similarly for lens the center point is called as optic center. Okay students, so now out of all these positions students, as I told you in the last class, 2 positions are very very important. What are they? I hope you remember. What are they? Number 1, between, when the object is between 2f and f, and when the object is between f and o. Correct or not students? Similar to in mirrors also, I emphasize this point that when the object is at between center of curvature and focus, and when the object is between focus and pole in mirrors. Okay, I told you to remember these 2 positions. These 2 positions are very very important. Why? Because only in these 2 positions the image is magnified. Only in these 2 positions the image is magnified. Okay students, in all other positions, of course you may say that at when the object is at focus also, you may ask that, sir, when the object is placed at focus the image is also highly magnified. Definitely, but we may not see. Okay students, so therefore we neglect that case. Okay, but these 2 cases are very very important, where when the object is placed between center of curvature and focus, I am talking about mirrors. Similarly, when the object is placed between focus and the pole, then the image will be magnified. And one important difference between, although the images formed for these 2 positions of the object are magnified, but there is a clear distinction between these 2 images in terms of their natures. One of them is real and another one is virtual. Which one is real students? When the object is placed between center of curvature and focus. And which one is virtual students? When the object is placed between pole and the focus. So as I told you, these 2 positions of the object you should remember thoroughly. Okay, in solving problems also sometimes they'll say where should you place an object such that the image is magnified to twice. If they simply say that, then you should consider both cases. But if they say that where should you place an object such that image is magnified twice and the image is real, then you can take only one case. That is, the object has to be between center of curvature and focus. Okay. Otherwise, you have to take both the cases where m is equal to +2 or -2. And then, of course, you know how to solve these problems. I explained this in the mirrors. So similarly, now when you come to lenses also, the same two positions are very, very important. What are they, students? Number one, when the object is placed between 2f and f, and when the object is placed between focus and the optic center. So in these two cases, the image is magnified, but one is real, another one is virtual. Okay, students. So what is the difference? Real means which can be obtained on the screen, virtual means which cannot be obtained on the screen. Okay, students. So these two positions are very, very important. Okay, in fact, because of this property that when an object is placed between focus and optic center, the image is magnified and virtual. This property is used for the optical instruments, microscopes. The microscope, the basic principle behind microscope is this one, where we'll place an object between focus and optic center. Then we can clearly see the magnified image. Okay, students. So this is very, very important, as I told you. So now let's move next one. So in all these cases, you know what are the what is the position, what is the nature, what is the size, what is the magnification and all. So I told you to remember two things. Number one, this one, the magnified image when the object is between focus and 2f, and when the object is between focus and the optic center. So these two things you should remember thoroughly. And then of course afterwards we have concave lens, when the properties of image formed for concave lens for different positions of object. So here, just like for convex mirror, here also we have only two cases. Number one, when the object is at infinity, and number two, when the object is placed anywhere between infinity and the pole in mirrors. Same way here also we have two cases, when the object is placed at infinity, case 1, and second one is when the object is placed anywhere between the infinity and the optic center. So in both of these cases, the nature of the image is always virtual image, and of course size will be diminished. Okay, students. So this is what we have studied, and since it is a virtual image, it must be erect. Okay, and the position of the image is always between the optic center and the focus. Okay, students. So that is regarding the properties of image for concave lens. Okay, students. So next, afterwards we have seen lens maker's formula and lens formula. Okay, students. So lens maker's formula is used for finding out the focal length of a given lens. Provided if the radii of curvature of the two surfaces of the lens is given, then we can easily calculate the focal length of the lens. Okay, students. So as the name, in the name itself it is there. Lens maker's formula means it is the formula which is used for making the lens. Okay, for spectacles we need lenses. Okay, before what you call after the doctor verifies your power, then he'll suggest some power of lens. Okay, so power means focal length. So inverse of focal length is called as power. So therefore, after verification of doctor, so that this much power is required for your eye, then they'll make the lens according to this formula. Okay, students. So this formula is I told you to by heart. I hope you have by hearted. So what is the formula, students? 1 by f is equal to mu minus 1 times of 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2, where f is called as the focal length of the lens. F is called as the focal length of the lens. Mu is called as the refractive index of the lens, and r1 is called as the radii of curvature of the first surface, and r2 is called as the radii of curvature of the second surface. And of course, these values you should substitute with sign convention. Very, very important, students. In fact, as I told you in the last sessions, once again I am telling, out of all the topics in the optics chapter, the most important topic that you should understand is the sign convention. Others are very important, but if you make any small mistake in sign convention, instead of positive if you take negative, then you will not get the correct answer. So therefore, sign convention is very, very important. Whenever you are using a particular formula, you should make sure that you are substituting the quantities with proper sign convention. Okay, and remember, unknown quantity should never be substituted with sign convention. The known quantities only should be substituted with sign convention. Okay, So, and 1 by f is called as power. So, power is equal to mu minus 1 times of 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. Okay, students. So, this is the how this formula is derived and all. It is not required at your level. Okay. So, when you come to 11th class or 12th class, then we'll see the derivation of this one. But right now, just by heart this formula and apply in the problems. That's all, students. Okay. So, now let us see next formula, that is called as Lenz formula. So, what is the Lenz formula, students? The formula which will give us the position of image when an object is placed in front of a lens. So, it is simple formula, 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u, where the terms u, v already you know, and f also, because in the mirror formula we already studied. What is the mirror formula, students? Now, since we are studying Lenz formula, there will be some problems where both lens and mirror will be there in the problem. So, you should be careful while solving problems of mirror and lens. Mirror formula is 1 by f equal to 1 by u plus 1 by v, whereas lens formula is 1 by f equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. So, you should always see the difference. You should always remember the difference between these two formulas. Okay. And then last one is called as the magnification. Okay, students, what is meant by magnification? It is defined as the ratio of size of the image to the size of the object. Okay, students. So that ratio is called as magnification. Of course, there are different types of magnification. We are discussing only transverse magnification. Okay, students. So where it is defined as the ratio of the height of the image to the height of the object, which is equal to v by u in case of lens. Whereas in case of mirrors, it is minus of v by u. Please remember, students, minus of v by u. So these are obtained by some derivations. So according to the derivation, we got these results. So please by heart this formula, students. So m is equal to minus v by u for mirrors, and m is equal to v by u for lenses. And of course, v and u you should substitute with sign convention. Also height of the image and height of the object. When the object is above the principal axis, positive. Below the principal axis, negative. Okay, students. So this is what we discussed in the last session. Okay. So now in this session, let us take some few problems, okay, on this topic of lens. Okay, students. So now first problem, the radius of curvature for a convex lens is 40. So therefore, first write down the given quantity. So focal length for the given convex lens is 40 centimeters. For each surface, the radius of curvature of a convex lens is given. Sorry, students, this is not focal length. This is the radius of curvature. This is the radius of curvature. So first you can draw the lens. Okay, students. So this is a convex lens. So therefore, thicker at the middle and thinner at the edges. So now this will have two surfaces. So two radii. But they told that the radius of curvature of a convex lens is 40 centimeters for each surface. So that means R1 is also 40 and R2 is also 40 centimeters. Okay, students. They didn't tell about sign. Please remember, students. Now we have to determine what is the sign of R1 and what is the sign of R2 according to sign convention. Now its refractive index is 1.5. So mu is given as 1.5. Okay, students. Now what is the focal length? So we know the lens maker's formula. What is the lens maker's formula, students? Lens maker's formula is equal to 1 by f is equal to lens. According to lens maker's formula, 1 by f is equal to mu minus 1 times of 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. Okay, students. So now we have to tell the focal length. So this is the unknown quantity, and now the known quantities are mu. Mu already we know. Mu already they gave as 1.5. So 1.5 minus 1 into 1 by R1. R1 is how much, students? 40. So shall I write just 40, students? We have to verify whether it is positive or negative. So how to determine? We know according to sign convention, the first rule is that all distances are measured from the, there in case of mirrors it is pole, in case of lenses it is optic center. So optic center means, now let us take this as the optic center, students. So now this is called as the optic center, center of the lens. So now to know the sign for this R1, R1 is part of what, students? This sphere, correct or not? R1 is a part of this sphere. So that means this sphere's center of curvature, center will be here. It cannot be left side, it has to be here. So this is the center of curvature of this sphere. whose part is, some part is this one, the first surface, whose radii is r1. So now this distance is called as r1. Correct or not, students? This distance is called as r1. So now to measure this distance, according to the sign convention, what is the first rule? Any distance is always measured from the optic center. So therefore we have to start measuring from the optic center. So you have to go like this and then go towards center of curvature. Correct or not, students? So this is the direction of the arrow. So now this arrow direction is in the direction of incident rays. Incident rays will always travel from left to right. That is the standard notation. So now since our measurement of this r1 is in the direction of incident rays, it should be taken as positive. So therefore r1 is equal to plus 40 centimeters. I hope students you understood. Why we are taking plus? Because the direction in which the we are measuring the r1 is in the same direction as the direction of incident rays. Now let us see r2. So this is plus, students. Minus of 1 by r2. What is r2, students? r2 is this one, which is a part of this sphere, which is a part of this green sphere. Correct or not, students? So whose center of curvature will be here? C. Now this distance is called as what? r2, students. This distance, green color, r2. Now to measure this distance, again you have to start from optic center and go toward this side. So now what is the direction of arrow? Direction of arrow is towards left side, which is opposite to the direction of incident rays. So that means you should take r2 as what, students? r2 is equal to minus of 40 centimeters. I hope you understood why we are taking minus 40. So please understand why we are substituting as minus. Okay, that is according to sign convention. So therefore minus of 40, so that is equal to this is 0.5, that means 1 by 2 into 1 by 40 minus of minus plus 1 by 40. So that is equal to 1 by 2 into 2 by 40, that means 20. So that is equal to 1 by 40. So this is 1 by f equal to 1 by 40 means so focal length is equal to 40 centimeters. So we got plus, students. That's why we already know that the sign of focal length of convex lens is also plus. Okay, students. So therefore, so the focal length is equal to 40 centimeters. So option A is correct. I hope, students, you understood. The formula is simple, but when you are substituting the quantities, you should make sure that you are substituting with proper sign convention. Let us see another problem. An object is placed at a distance of 20 centimeters from a convex lens. Okay, students. So first let us take let us say this is a convex lens. Okay, and let us say this is the principal axis. Okay, students. So an object is placed at a distance of 20 centimeters from a convex lens of focal length 10 centimeters. The focal length of this lens is given as 10 centimeters. Now the image is formed on the other side of the lens at a distance of. Now they are telling that the object is placed at a distance of 20 centimeters. So now this is the called as optic center. So now let us take this as the reference line. Okay, students. So this is the reference line for us. Okay. So from here, if you place an object here, suppose let's say this is an object. Okay, students. So an object is placed at what distance? 20 centimeters. At what distance, students? 20 centimeters from here. So this is called as the object distance. So that means now we can write that the object distance is equal to how much, students? The object distance is equal to u is equal to minus 20 centimeters. Why, students? See the direction of arrow. We should measure from here optic center towards this side because object is placed here. So you should start from here and go toward this side. So the direction of arrow is opposite to the direction of incident rays. Incident rays will always travel from left side to right side. I am again and telling because this is the important point in the optics, students. Okay, writing substituting the quantities with proper sign convention. So therefore u is minus 20. Now focal length. What is the focal length of the lens? 10 centimeters. Is it plus 10 centimeters or minus 10 centimeters, students? Here it is given as convex lens. So sign of focal length of convex lens is always positive. So now they are asking us to find out where will be the image formed. So that means V is the unknown quantity. So now what is the relation between all these quantities, students? So we know according to lens formula 1 by f is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by U. We should not make mistake of writing mirror formula, students. 1 by F equal to 1 by U plus 1 by V, because this is length. So 1 by what is V? V is the what? Unknown quantity. So we should not substitute anything. Minus of 1 by U. What is U, students? Minus 20 is equal to 1 by focal length. What is focal length? 10. So therefore 1 by V is equal to 1 by 10. This is minus into minus plus. When it goes that side, minus. Minus 1 by 20. So that is equal to 20. 2 minus 1. So that is equal to 1 by 20. This is 1 by V, students. So therefore this implies V equal to 20 centimeters. So here we got plus 20 centimeters, students. Plus means which side? We should go towards right side from the optic center. At what distance? 20 centimeters. Okay, students. So here from here we can take 20 centimeters from here like this. So this will be the image point, students. Okay, so this is 20 centimeters. Now students, if you observe carefully this question, you don't have to do it. Although I have done it as a standard procedure, but you don't have to do it. Why? Because if you observe carefully the position of the object with respect to the focal length of the lens, focal length is 20. So that means 2 times of focal length is how much? 20 centimeters. Sorry, focal length is 10. So 2 times of focal length is 20 centimeters. So that means we have placed the object at exactly at 2f. And we know according to the properties of image formed for the positions of object, when an object is placed at 2f, you will get the image exactly at 2f on the other side. Okay, students. So therefore the answer is 20 cm. You don't have to do it actually, but of course as a matter of how to solve a problem, I have done this one. Otherwise, just by some questions you can easily solve just by seeing the data. Okay. So if the data is according to the properties of image formed for our positions of object, then you can directly answer it also. Okay, students. So here it is, answer is 20 centimeters. Okay, students. So that is about so like this one problem I solved on lens maker's formula, another one on lens formula. So now next one, the focal length of a convex lens is 30 centimeters and size of image is quarter the size of the object and the object distance is. Okay, student. So you can do this as a homework. The focal length of the lens, this is the suppose let's say this is the lens whose focal length is 30 centimeters and size of the image is quarter the size of the object. That means height of the image is equal to height of the object by 4. Quarter means 1 by 4th of the object. So this is what is given. And what is the object distance? What is the, for this, what is the object distance? So you know two relations. One relation is 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. And another relation is magnification of height of the image by height of the object is equal to minus of v by u. Okay, student. So using these two relations, please find out the answer for this one. Okay, students. So this is very easy problem. Just you have to substitute here. You will get a relation. When you substitute this height of the image in this equation, you will get 1 by 4. So you will get a relation between v and u. And that relation, if you substitute here, you will get the value of u, students. In place of v, you will write it as u. Okay, students. So please do this as homework since time is almost over. So please do this as homework, and next one also you can do this as homework. An object of height 1.5 centimeters is placed on the axis of convex lens of focal length 25. A real image is formed at a distance of 75 centimeters from the lens. What is the size of the image? So they may ask different things, but the formula remains the same, students. Okay, so please do the next problem also. The image distance of an object placed 10 centimeters in front of a thin lens of focal length 5 centimeters is. Simple formula.